smells good in here.
Right? It's my borrowed candle, you can thank.
Which candle?
I ran out, so that was my mother's. It's good though. It says what's in it on the front.
Oh yeah.
What does it say? It says like eucalyptus, a couple other things.
Orange zest, eucalyptus, and sage.
Hell yeah.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. Got like 2 hours of sleep. I was just playing around with stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I like your fit.
Thanks.
That's good. Yeah.
Thank you. I love these pieces. This says Vision of Future on it, which I think is like
Vision of super.
super. Okay, my bad. I can't see it. Which I think is relevant and cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like this one.
Cool.
And these are cool too. They have like symbols of a bunch of stuff on them.
I love that.
What does that mean to you?
It's like the happy, sad masks, like the stage.
Yeah.
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 It's like the yin and yang almost.
Yeah. Totally.
Why? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it could mean different things, for sure. It's just like happy emotions, negative emotions, for sure. There's like a yin-yang, and they got some sort of a naturalistic twist to it, and bucket hands, and then there's just like a bunch of like
Did you,
loving
like,
intent type
you
stuff.
found them like that, or did you add those?
I found them
Where
like
did
this.
you find them?
These were by a company called Obey.
Okay.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like that sweater you were wearing. Kind of
Yeah.
like with
That one also had those pre on it, but I added a couple more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
ones did you
It's
add?
behind you. Grab it.
This? No.
It's the brown one.
That's not it. Oh, this one right here.
Yeah.
If you ever just like have random old clothes that you don't wear anymore, you can totally give them to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't
I
just
love
some. This isn't one random old one for sure.
Well, I know, but like I'm just
I know,
saying if you have
yeah.
any other stuff.
Yeah, I have a lot of clothes that's like in my attic actually.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of them. So maybe at some point we could rifle through them.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make a challenge out of that. I made these like wheels here. I was like, how do we like make like a fun little system where we're just like doing productive, fun shit that's like related to self-development. And one of my content creator friends uses these wheels for his videos. So I like looked it up and I thought they were kind of cool. So the different things that I like came up with, I put on these different wheels.
Okay.
So if we wanted to just talk, we can just talk, and then when we want to do something, I have these different
what is
categories. What?
Who can punch the what?
So these are just ideas. They can be altered for sure. But I just had like a bunch of these different things where it's like, if we were to do this activity, could it be condensed into a video that people would think is kind of neat as well too? Slash would just be fun and whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So the fitness one is related to fitness shit. So I wrote down a few ideas that I had, and you can add to it just by doing this, and then you can just make another one and another one, and then you can spin it, and then it just clicks one.
Okay.
Yeah. So like this is the fitness one. So if we're to work out, it says like how many strangers can we get to do squats / push-ups in 1 hour on Ami, so some sort of like competition.
Yeah.
I've done this. Actually the last thing on my live stream like feed was a video from me like 2 years ago, just like a short clip somebody clipped of me like yelling, like screaming as I was doing push-ups with somebody. So I've done that before. It's really fun, and then you also get a workout, and then you're like helping other people, and it's just this kind of funny dynamic. This one just says who can punch the most amount of times, because I don't know how that, because I have a punching bag.
Oh, okay.
And I have that actually. That one would probably even be more relevant. That's a handbag.
Yeah.
So then it's like, who has the better like agility, I guess? Because I'm
That's gonna be you.
just cause, I mean, I do like box, I guess,
Okay.
but like not that often. But just because I'm like bigger wouldn't mean that I'd be faster as well too.
I just think you'd be more coordinated at it, for sure.
You think so?
I think so, but I'll do it.
Yeah. So that's and then you just gotta see where you're at anyway, which is fun. That was one. Who can punch? Oh, that was it. The most amount of times. Give the other person a piggyback for the whole workout, or just like body weight stuff.
Yeah.
At least I could do that with you as my weight.
For
I don't
sure.
know if you could do it for me. I'm like
I could maybe
185.
squat with you on my back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Still pretty funny, and it would be fun, and it's like workout related. Ty uses Chantal's weight, so I think I could curl you or something like that, which would be funny. Maybe how much do you weigh?
I weigh 115.
So I could bench you as well too.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's that one. This one is just like general activities, so it's not like competitive, but they're just like fun.
Okay.
So heart math, heart coherence. So this is kind of just like exploring the shit that I have. Because I have a bunch of shit, and like I love like accumulating it and like having leverage, but like I don't use it that often. And
what is that?
So like that is this. So this is a thing from this company called Heart Math.
Okay.
And it's a device that you plug into your phone, and you actually attach this to your earlobe.
Oh.
And then it measures your heart rate. I don't know how the earlobe is like attached to that.
Yeah.
But when you meditate, and the whole concept behind this is you like meditate, and then it tracks
like
your heart rate variability, I think.
Okay.
This company, or the like Heart Math, is like a spiritual kind of company. It's not just like a medical technology company. And they've done a bunch of things where they like do group meditations to like do X and Y to test out like how consciousness works.
Okay.
So it's like a cool company.
Yeah, yeah.
I learned about it on Gaia, I'm pretty sure.
What else is on there? Like when you plug it into your phone, do you need an app or something? Or?
Yeah, I think there's a Heart Math app.
Okay.
And then it just tells you where your heart's at, and then it like gives you some sort of a guidance type thing.
Yeah.
And it tells you some sort of biometric. So it's kind of cool.
Okay. Yeah,
it's not really like a competition. It's just like, hey, this is kind of neat.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder what happens,
For
right?
sure.
That's cool. This is one that would be a competition actually, but so it's on a different one. This is a meditation headband called a Muse headband. So you put it on your forehead like this, and you strap it around your ear like that. And then it tracks your brain waves from here, and from here.
Cool.
And you meditate, and it has an app for it. And while you're meditating, it's reading your brainwaves. And then at the end, you can...
that's interesting.
Yeah, at the end, you can see where your brainwaves were throughout the whole meditation.
Yeah.
And they gamified it as well. So like birds chirp when you're in like a deep state. And you can change these different variables. So we could actually like compete to see who's better at meditation.
Yeah.
By doing that.
Okay.
Which is pretty fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. I cannot get into a state of meditation, so you'll
see,
win.
so like, but it's not about the competition as in the sense of like.
It's so interesting to like see that.
You're gonna learn how to do meditation better.
Yeah.
And
I think it'll also be interesting to see like where my brain's at when I'm like thinking about certain things or whatever too, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And like
it also tracks how restless you are. So like if you move around, if you're like jostling the whole time, then it's gonna be like you weren't fucking still at all that entire time.
Yeah.
And you can track that as well. So there's like a mind, body, and then like different types of meditations that are relative as well. So that one's really cool. I use that here and there.
Okay.
What else did I have on here? I wrote co-creating a visualization palace. So like I had another one which is a competition in this regard, which I think is even cooler. If you and I were both thinking about, so like there's this whole memory technique where you make up a place in your mind and you continuously add like objects that stimulate you, and like you can build this kind of world if you like focus on it long enough.
Okay.
In like memory training communities, they do this. They call it memory palaces.
Cool.
So you'll actually put things that you want to remember in different rooms.
Yeah.
And then when you walk around your memory palace, you'll remember the stuff in that room.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the competition side is like who creates a doper setup, and then we just kind of like.
How do you do that though? Like you just like say like what it looks like, or do you like?
So like we could both have like a notepad or like a phone, like a notes app on our phone, and we could just be like sitting next to each other, like meditating or whatever kind of vibe, just like our eyes closed, and we could even have like something to draw on, and then we can like sketch out what our palace looks like as we go, and then like there's not going to be that many viewers, by the way, like it's just kind of like people have the opportunity to pop in and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And then the intention is hopefully that there's momentum that builds and then it's exciting and cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like there's only going to be a few people throughout the entirety of whatever we do. So it's more, it's like training, so we have the content and then we could make it into a video, which is neat.
Yeah.
In
so
addition,
this is just like recording the whole time you're doing it then? Like,
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your lighting's great, like there's no filters or anything, and I look good.
Yeah. That was my job before you came, is to make sure you look good. Obviously you didn't need much help, but yeah. So
I need to figure out and like learn how you do this shit, because I'm not very good at it.
yeah, I'm not very good at it either.
You did good.
I took like 10 hours consecutively last night and then like 3 or 4 today.
Oh, nice.
It's like, yeah, it's quite a process. I'm so bad at the technical stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's I can like attach my passion to things and then I'll just do the shit and then it's like, okay, there it is. Now I'm like excited.
This
right?
part of it is like really fun for me though, like,
Yeah.
like figuring out how to like make things look aesthetic and like pretty.
Oh, I like that as well
Yeah.
too, because it's like it's attached to social value.
Yeah.
But like chords and like the accumulation of the things. And
Yeah.
like I like the accumulation of the things, but like setting it up in the moment and then all these little technical things, like making sure there's so many little things that goes into doing it.
Yeah.
Where you really understand why, like, once you have consistency with something, you could grow something really cool, because it's
Yeah.
more just about like consistently doing something that's like decent. Because it's like really hard to set it up. Like there's like audio issues. Like there's never a guarantee that the audio is going to be good the whole time. Sometimes like camera blacks out. There's like lots of different variables going on.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like it's definitely really satisfying
You
to
really
use.
like inspired me though, because my room, it's really pretty because like I love interior design and stuff, but I almost want to make it into more of like a studio type room now.
Utilitarian.
Yeah, because like I think my room could be like really nice for like video.
This floor is slanted.
It's like really dark green walls and like it's really moody and vibey in there.
I'm just floating. Yeah, it's moody and vibey.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
I think it would be a cool space to like film in too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You filmed some stuff in there.
Yeah, but like little TikToks or whatever with like just my light on the ceiling.
Right.
Or like a ring light.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the ceiling.
The light, just like the ceiling light.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Gotcha.
I'll like angle it perfectly so it's like
So
lighting
you
properly.
do put it up there. You put like
no, like the light just comes
so
on
you
the ceiling.
you flip a switch is what you mean by
Yes.
it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, do you want to start doing something?
Yeah, for sure. So we could spin one of these if you wanted to see that, or you could pick one that you think is just cool.
Okay, wait.
don't
We
have
didn't
to.
go through all of these actually.
Okay. This thing just pops back. I like the slanted. This is like the dopest ergonomic like chair that I could find. I was like studying all the different chairs I could get. And
It's important if you're gonna be in it a lot. Like,
Yeah.
it's easy to like fuck that stuff up.
For sure. This one is the best chair. You know why?
Why?
Because it was the perfect middle ground for all the variables. It's got 4 levers. This one brings it down. This one brings it up and back.
Nice.
This one brings the back thing up and down. It's mesh,
Yeah.
so you can't get too hot with it.
Yeah.
It has a contour thing,
Wow.
so you're fitting perfectly inside the chair.
Yeah.
And it's got a roller, and it's got arms that have a slanted thing in the middle here, so your arm fits in it,
Nice.
and it's
Yeah,
not just like a flat thing.
That like,
And
it always
these-
stimulates me, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
Cool.
these go up and down. So it's
Cool.
kind of like the best chair.
Wow.
And then, yeah, subtle flex.
Was it an
unabashed
expensive
flex.
car?
No,
Or
and
car?
then, yeah,
Chair.
this is my type of vehicle. I don't like vehicles, I like ergonomic chairs. And then it was like a good price. The only other one that was actually like exactly the same like variables that was included was this like really expensive, well-known one that was like way more. So I think, how much do you think this chair cost?
I don't know. My ex, he spent like a few hundred on this stupid chair one time. This like really fancy chair. So it could be anything. Like 200.
I don't actually remember exactly what it is, but think I remember approximately. It's more than 200.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was
how, significantly more, or?
I think it was about 600.
Oh my god. Chair.
About that. Somewhere around there. The highest end of the line ones are like way more, and then these two had like all the cool little bells and whistles.
That's so funny.
And so I was just like, it'd be really cool to have like a really sick one.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna sit in it all the time, and then I like want to incentivize myself to like be doing stuff with it.
Yeah.
More or less, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, and it's the same concept with all of this stuff too, right? Because like if I'm using this stuff, then that's good. And if I'm not using this stuff, I'm doing something else that's probably less productive than using like a portal into the internet or meetings or whatever it is.
The only thing you need in here now is one of those things that goes on the floor so you don't like roll around all the time.
Yeah.
One of those like mats or whatever, or a carpet.
I had a yoga mat. I just took it out. I put it in the garage. So if we wanted to use it. It's usually here, so it stops me from rolling the whole way.
Yeah.
But I just figured use as a yoga mat instead of just like a chair stopper. I don't know if I need it. Yeah, so do you want to read the rest of these, or did any of those sound cool?
I want to see like what you have like on here though.
Okay.
Like what else you got?
Bring this back up. I like this. Now I have like a blanket.
I love how just prepared you are this time. Like you got really into it. Like.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did.
Do you want me to sit down there instead?
No, that's cool.
It's not like okay.
I'll actually slide this over. Okay. Past life regression. I've done one of these on myself before, and I think it did work. And I remembered, or maybe it was my imagination, who knows. But I feel like I remembered a few different, like, people that I was.
Really?
And I used I did it myself, sitting right there. And I, like automatic wrote, maybe some of it was just me scribbling things. But I, had things to say. And it felt accurate in how I expressed myself. So there's 3 or 4 that I felt when I was doing it. Yeah. One was a blue alien.
A blue alien?
That blue type of thing. I think they're called Arcturians or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what people who think they exist call them.
Yeah.
But I've had for a long while all these little strings of blue alien. So I'm that was interesting. I made that in 9th grade in art class, and we could have done any character, anything at all.
Yeah.
And I chose to do a blue alien that looked like that. Yeah. And then I had a medium that I talked to a couple years ago, and I was trying to learn about how the universe worked and stuff. And she said I was connected to blue aliens. And I've had little vision type things where I don't know, I feel there's some sort of thing there. Yeah. And then when I was doing that past life regression, I felt that was one of the things as well too. And then I also had one that I was somebody in some sort of a secret society type vibe, or I just generally had the impression I knew a lot of information that was secret or other people didn't know as much.
This is fascinating.
And then I had one that I was in the military, a World War II, I think. Because I asked in that one, and I remember this, I asked who did I know in that lifetime who was the most famous, who is the most famous person that I knew in this lifetime, and then I just wrote whatever I had felt at that point, and it was some chick's name and then Seinfeld. And after I was done that session, I searched up the chick's name, and I didn't know who it was, and it was it came up with a girl who guest appeared in Seinfeld once. And it was in the time where Seinfeld was going on, kind of a vibe. Right? So the timelines were kind of relative to some capacity. So that was kind of cool, because my brain could have said anything, and I just happened to decide to say someone's name that guest starred once, which is kind of a feasible amount of fame as well too for someone to know. Yeah. So that was kind of interesting. Yeah. And then I think that was basically it.
Okay, so far I really want to do that one. I want to try to do that.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to do it right now?
Sure. I mean, unless you want to go over the rest of them, but
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So what we can do is check this shit out. Search. Now that we're down here, and I have this fucking space going on, which is badass. And then you can capture a window, and I click the window that's over here.
Oh, cool.
And then I can go over here and I can open up YouTube and I can go past life regression guide, I guess. Past life regression guide.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
Hypnosis.
This kind of stuff gets me so excited.
Hypnosis for past life regression. This one's from 10 years ago, but has 7 million views.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has 3 million 7 years ago. Let's go for the classic. All right, let's see what happens. Let's turn this off. Where's that other music coming from?
This recording whilst driving or whilst operating machinery. Only listen when you can safely relax
So should we
and
like
bring
lay
your full
down?
awareness to your own complete comfort.
Yeah, maybe I'll just like, let's watch it for like a couple minutes.
Hello,
Yeah.
This is Michael Sealy talking with you now, and I would like to welcome you.
Let it get a couple minutes in and then we'll
session,
go back.
which I have recorded to allow you the trance experience of
ASMR.
life regression. As you are listening now, please know that it is not my intention to convince you or to not convince you of the literal existence of past lives, in spiritual form or otherwise. Always you are free to engage with this session however you wish, as it is simply my intention to best present the power of your own imaginative subconscious mind, so that you may discover whatever message or messages it is that your own deeper self has in store for you now. As one of our greatest scientists of the modern age, Albert Einstein had a very famous quote. He said,
I don't know when it's gonna get to this.
This reminds me, so like when I try and tap into my intuition and like my highest self, I don't think I can actually meditate, but I lay there and try and quiet my mind as much as I can.
Yeah.
And then just keep reminding myself like I am here in my body, like I'm just trying to stay very present and in control.
Yeah.
And then I will ask myself the question that I'm like trying to figure out, and it's the first thought that comes to my head always. Like it's
Okay.
even if it sounds weird, like I always
No,
try
yeah,
to test that
it's
first
kind of
thing.
like doing a ritual where you're like
Yeah.
honing, you're like cleansing, you're honing your intention,
Yeah.
and then you're like filtering out the best information possible.
Yeah, because it's always my first thought. It's always the very first thing that comes to my head that like is accurate for me. So this reminds me of that. It's almost like trying to
Prime you.
yeah, and then just think of like what would happen or what it was. you
Right,
know? Yeah.
for sure. I'm kind of curious because he's gonna bring through this rigmarole process. I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I'm looking to do a past life regression process with me and my friend. We want to go through the process of a past life regression. What are the steps to do so? A lot of power in these hands here. Past life regression is a guided process typically facilitated by a trained professional. That would be me. But you and your friend can try a DIY approach if you're open to a relaxed and focused environment. Yep. Here's how to structure the process. Create the right environment. Yeah. So dim the lights, use soothing music, white noise, quiet, comfortable, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Set an intention. Agree on what you're hoping to achieve. So an intention on why you're trying to tap into the information is what it sounds like they're trying to get at. So it says insight, healing, understanding. So it's kind of like, are you trying to learn about something in particular? Like in particular?
I have something.
You have something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I want to see what my purpose is here now on this lifetime, because I know that like learning about the past could help me with that.
You should like write it down.
Okay. I have my notebook actually.
You brought a
I
notebook?
did.
Nice. Let's go. That's great.
I brought a couple things. I brought my tarot cards too.
Whoa.
And
Fancy bag for it too.
Yeah, and I brought
Crazy.
one of my many sets of oracle cards, but these are the manifestation oracle cards. And these ones I like really love and have like a connection to, so
Okay.
at some point
That's cool.
we could maybe get into that too.
Yeah, for sure. I have a similar little like, I think I showed you briefly. There's like a little, check out these. These are kind of neat little, I gotta stop doing that, but it's so comfortable. This has like all the astrology on the sides, and then the other ones are just numbers.
Oh, I love this.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you get these?
AliExpress.
I could use those for like readings and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you know how to do, or you like doing readings for people?
I do them for myself and just I use them as more of a energy check-in, you know, like, because I think whatever you end up reading is kind of where your awareness and your vibration is at that moment, you know? Yeah. So I just use it to kind of see where I'm at.
Right. Yeah. That's how I use it as well too.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so write down your intention.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same like setup as you as well too. I'm going to use the same variables.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So that was the first step, was set an intention, and it is, I would like to learn about my purpose in this lifetime. Mm-hmm. Okay. So like context.
Yes.
Essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Write down a clear intention. Their example was, we're here to access memories from our past lives to gain clarity and wisdom for our current journey. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. Nice. Choose a guide. Decide who will guide the process. One of you should take the role of leading, or both alternating. That's what we can do. Mm-hmm. You may also follow a recorded past life regression meditation from trusted practitioners. Practice relaxation techniques. Learn a few breathing techniques or mindfulness techniques. This will help you relax. So just do breath work during, basically. Mm-hmm. Induce relaxation. Begin with deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Guide each other through a body relaxation scan. Feel your toes relax. Okay, so body scan.
What's that?
That's a music of the plants machine.
Okay, is it reading that plant?
Yeah, it takes the electrical signals of the
So
roots.
why did it just all of a sudden do it then?
Yeah, it's kind of trippy.
Interesting.
There's a fun conversation that I've lived with that for like 4 years.
Can you explain that like a little bit?
Yeah, so that's a music of the plants machine, and it takes the electrical signals of the roots of the plant. It's so comfortable. I'm not going to be able to stop doing that. It's too comfortable. It takes the electrical signals of the plant and turns it into sound. And so you can see that box there. That box has a bunch of little knobs, kind of like a music machine sort of thing. And this is connecting to the leaf, this little copper. And then there's a copper coil that's spiraled back here that's grounded into the roots. Okay. And so when the plant makes electrical pulses, it turns it into music.
God, I love that.
Yeah. So
I want one.
I got it from this like spiritual commune in Italy called Damahur. They make them like by hand there, and it was like really expensive. And there's like not many of them, and now there actually is a lot of like the portable ones. Mm-hmm. They're like bamboo looking, and you can like bring them around, but you can't plug it in because like that one can just be there all the time.
I love that.
And that is they have like bands there. They do music there, and they purport that they've trained certain plants to do. Like to understand what they're doing and then play the sound with their band as they do like songs and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't remember who was there, but I remember there was like some sort of a famous person who I was impressed by. Like I recognized when I was watching their documentary thing, which I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. There's like some looking into in regards to it as well too. It was a trend on TikTok like 2 years ago.
How often does that usually like happen? Like how often does it go off like that?
It depends. Sometimes it goes off a good amount and sometimes it dies down a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just on the vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So like if you think about how does like consciousness work?
Yeah.
And like what's going on there to make it do stuff sometimes and not do stuff some other times. Yeah, we've definitely felt like there's some times where it's like, oh, what's going on? And then, yeah, like and it's interesting to be like, okay, so like how does this actually work? How, like, because they are living, like plants are living. They look at the sun and they do different things. Venus flytraps will eat flies and blah blah blah. They're just moving at a different pace than humans.
Yeah.
Right? So like
you could even think like they might know even more than us because they've been around like way longer.
Yeah,
you know? But
for
they
sure.
just can't like vocalize.
It's just like a different form of consciousness.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So it's kind of like giving them a voice in a way. Because the only other way that people purport that like they can connect to plant consciousness is native people would say that when they go to sleep, the different herbs or things around them will communicate with them with certain types of like archetypal energy, energy, strong, this kind of vibes, this kind of vibes in their
the same
sleep.
with like crystals and stuff that people are into that too. Like different crystals give off certain vibrations and help with different things.
Yeah. So they just say there's some sort of energy that they can feel in those like different states of consciousness sort of thing.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So you can make it play like 150 different sounds too. So that's just like one of the sounds, but it can do like lots of different stuff.
I want to get one.
Yeah.
Like, are they easy to get now?
Yeah,
like,
I think you can get the portable one fairly easy.
I want to think that like it just did that just now as like a sign. We were talking about like past life stuff or whatever, and it's like, yes, like keep going with this. Like you're gonna learn something really important.
Yeah. Okay, so basically it's all very basic stuff. Just follow what they're saying. Yeah. Do a meditation more or less. Ask the person guided to imagine a serene, comforting place, like a garden, forest, or beach. And like, so you'd be like, whatever feels best to you potentially could have relevance. So there's like one way to get into things. Let them immerse themselves in this environment for a few minutes. Introduce the gateway to the past. Once relaxed, say, now imagine a staircase in front of you. Each step takes you deeper into your subconscious and closer to a memory from a past life. Begin stepping down closely, counting each step. Count aloud from 10 down to 1, encouraging deeper relaxation at each step. So it's like you're just trying to program your mind to give yourself permission to remember, is what I get out of that.
Okay.
Open the door to past lives. At the bottom of the staircase, guide them to visualize a door. Say when you open the door, you'll find yourself in a significant moment of a past life. It may come as images, feelings, or even knowing. Trust what comes to you. And then explore the past life. Ask them open-ended questions and help them describe what they see or feel.
Okay.
Cool?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Okay, I'm going to put this guy on, I suppose. I mean, I could almost... I'm going to put on like meditative sounds or whatever, and then I can just do it because they tell me exactly what's going on here.
But we can always try this after too, like if...
Yeah, if it didn't go in the way we thought it would.
Yeah.
Meditation.
Let's get some of this stuff out of the way.
This looks pretty deep. Looks like the thumbnail to use. Epic. Okay. Okay. Are you comfortable there?
So should I like lay down?
Do you want to go like further back? Yeah.
Is it gonna be?
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's dope. Cool. Okay. Wait. I'm gonna like lay beside you.
Okay.
We both in the frame.
Am I still like? Am I good? Move over.
Yeah. Wait. I'll move this slightly back.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, and then just like.
All right. calves, up through your legs, up through your stomach, up through your chest, up through your shoulders, and up to your neck and chin. And finally, think about your forehead. Bring your energy up through your face, flushing your face with energy. All of your body's energy, all flooding up to the top of your head. Golden light energy rushing up to your third eye, rushing through your body, rushing through your body, from your toes to your crown chakra. Now, imagine a serene, comforting place, like a garden, or a forest, or a beach, wherever your mind takes you. Imagine a serene, comforting place. Immerse yourself in this environment. Immerse yourself in this environment. What are your senses feeling? What does it smell like? Is it bright or dark? Do you hear anything? How does the air feel on your body? Is it hot or cold? Now imagine a staircase in front of you. Each step takes you deeper into your subconscious and closer to a memory from a past life. Begin stepping down slowly, counting each step. 10, 9, 8, faced any major challenges or conflicts, trauma?
My own family died.
How did they die?
I don't know, but they all died like together.
How did you feel?
It wasn't a good feeling at all. It
wasn't a good feeling at all.
No. Like, it almost felt like, and I know it wouldn't have been the end of the world or like the Armageddon or something, but it almost felt like that kind of an energy, like something like crazy happened and like he's not in a good place, you know? And me thinking like the universe as well, like, and my role here, I already kind of felt like that, like what had something to do with it. Not so much that like something big's gonna happen and that like I have to save the fucking planet or anything, but that didn't help me at all. Because I already felt like that, you know?
What did you already feel like?
Like my mission, I guess, here is to teach people something, but I don't know what that is, and I still don't know what that is.
What do you feel like the biggest lesson was from that?
I don't know.
Do you
I really don't know.
Do you feel like it was shocking or bizarre to have such detailed thoughts about that particular scenario?
Yeah. The whole thing was just bizarre.
Do you feel like understanding that gaining knowledge and having the purpose of helping people with information about the universe is a useful piece of information?
Yeah, it felt just validating, I guess, for my own thoughts of like why I'm here. A validating of like my own intuition, I guess. But I still like would just love to know like what it is, like what am I supposed to be, because I don't know. And I also feel like the wrong person to be doing this as well, you know?
Why?
Because I'm not this like otherworldly like person, like I'm just like Chantal, like this silly little goober, you know? Like I don't feel like this is me, but it feels like I don't know. There's something big and I have to.
You feel like
and I want to, but
you feel pressure to do something grand when you don't feel like you've previously felt like there's something you can do that's grand, almost.
Yeah. That's a little sad.
Do you think that there's a chance that you can do something grand? Why do you feel like you couldn't? What do you feel like wouldn't allow you to do something that helps people at a high level?
It's all just like my own experiences in life and like limiting beliefs that I like, you know, that you just acquire through life. I know that, and
So you acknowledge that isn't reality.
It isn't. Yeah. It is hard to detach from it sometimes, though, for sure. But we're working on it.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah. It was so weird. I almost cried.
That's awesome.
Like I feel like I'm like waking up from like a really long like nap too.
Yeah. It's definitely the situation for sure.
Were you just like just writing notes the whole time?
Yeah.
Wait, I want to read this actually. Are we still recording?
Yeah. I don't think they could have heard most of that though.
And I just feel really bad for that guy, whoever that guy was.
Potentially yourself.
It just seemed like a really just bad. Like I was not feeling good. Very weird. That's scary a little.
Why is it scary?
I don't know. I feel like I've, experienced things, but like he's been through some shit,
That's some good perspective as well too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like it's kind of like if you learn something that's difficult, you like see someone else go through it, and everything you're going through
doesn't
is put
seem as like
put in a better perspective, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. That is so much sugar. and like you're
Is it?
so like healthy. Yeah.
What is it?
And it's some sort of coffee thing. You said matcha, and I'm like, what
That's
else
fine.
would he drink?
Okay.
Okay. I don't drink coffee. But I felt like this was like also a lot of sugar. I don't know.
It's either you get something without any sugar and you just know that, or it's a loss, more or less in my head at least. But it's good. I appreciate it. It's a gift. I feel like that's like the difference is like if something's significant for some sort of like reason like that, and obviously don't get like carried away like socially, but that's where I'll have more leniency is if I'm doing it with somebody, for sure.
How does it taste?
How does it taste? Tastes good.
Okay, good.
Tastes like iced coffee.
Nice. I don't drink coffee. Like, I do not like coffee.
You never drink coffee?
No.
Really?
I don't like coffee.
Why don't you like coffee?
I think it's a weird taste. I don't think it tastes good. I do like those French vanilla things that are like mostly sugar though, and like a little splash of coffee.
Yeah.
But they're really not good for you. It's like drinking hot chocolate basically.
Yeah. There's so many things that are really healthy. I drink my coffee with, so it's like black coffee, comes out of the coffee maker.
Yeah.
And then you have ghee. Do you know what ghee is?
No.
You know what butter is?
Yeah.
It's fractionated butter. So it's like the high quality stuff in butter. And that's what it is. So they like take the butter and then they get the good stuff out of the butter, like some of the best stuff. And then it's like a richer taste and there's some more health benefits.
Is that like, it's just like the pure fat then, or is it
I don't know exactly.
Mm.
It's one component of the butter.
Oh, okay.
And it's the part of the butter that's most especially good for brain function as well too.
Interesting.
The guy...
Where do you get this stuff?
Costco.
Oh.
In a massive tin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we sell it at the store and it's like ridiculously. Well, we had like a couple and it was like $12 for like a little jar. And I got this like tub that's like, I've gotten a few of them now. Like that's like literally that big.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like 40 or $50 or something like that.
Cool.
But yeah, so like it has these things called like the triglycerides and fat. They're like chains of these like triglycerides. So there's like this thing called a C8 and a C10 triglyceride, which is like some of the fats of the whole fat thing. And then that's what like MCT oil is as well too, if you've heard of MCT oil. No? You know coconut oil?
Yeah.
Well, like they do the same thing with butter for coconut oil, and then they have like a higher quality version.
Oh, okay.
And they call it MCT oil. And so it's like the same kind of thing. It's like, how can we be the best fat sort of a process?
Yeah.
And then there's like extra virgin olive oil, which is that of olive oil.
Oh, okay.
And so I was just looking this up on ChatGPT, like what are the healthiest forms of oil? And olive oil, it came up as the top, like extra virgin olive oil, and then ghee, and then grass-fed butter. And then like, and as far as like health property type stuff goes, and then the MCT oil has more stuff for like immediate brain function.
I want to try it.
Try what?
The oil. The ghee.
With what?
I don't know anything. What do you just put it in coffee?
I can make you a coffee with it.
I don't like coffee though.
Oh, why don't you like coffee?
I don't like the taste of it.
Really?
No.
What if it had ghee in it?
I don't know what ghee does. It taste like butter?
It tastes like butter, but a little bit better.
Okay.
It's like nutty butter.
Could you just like put it on something like?
Yeah, you could put it on. What do you eat? McDonald's?
Like I actually don't eat McDonald's like ever.
I'm kidding. You're very fit as well.
But no, I eat like a lot of bread though, like lots of carbs.
Okay.
I love pasta, and it's so hard to give that stuff up. I want to try though, because I notice when I don't eat as much of it, like I feel so much better all around, like every part of me.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm fasted right now. So like,
are you?
Yeah, so like I haven't eaten anything today.
And so now you're just having this
I've
crazy
had this.
thing of sugar.
Well, but that's good for energy.
Is it? Okay.
For energy, that's good because like your body is light. I'm not digesting anything, and so none of my body's energy is going towards digestion.
So that caffeine and the sugar is like really.
Which is good. Yeah, it's good for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Do you want to look at more of the things that you wrote down?
Sure.
And I heard that plant thing.
It did a
going
couple.
off.
It went a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually. It hasn't even like done like its magic yet.
Oh,
like,
really?
Sometimes it goes, and it has like. Yeah, we have it in. My dad grows like hundreds of pepper plants. He makes his own hot sauce. He has his own little branding and stuff. It's really cute.
Yeah.
And he has hundreds of pepper plants. They're usually in the garage and down there and about everywhere. And we've had it. Like I bought it like 4 years ago. So it's always like in the garden or like it was downstairs prior and
cool.
Yeah, I had it at the store for like a couple months.
Oh,
I just had someone I haven't seen for like a long while come in and he was like, "Oh, you still have that plant machine thing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I brought that to the store."
Cool.
Yeah.
Do they like if you attach it to different plants, does it sound different or like?
Yeah, so like that's the whole interesting concept. So like I once took it where I was having this whole kind of spiritual experience in my yard, and come over like this way, Mom.
Yeah.
I was having this whole like spiritual experience in my yard, and I attached it to like the garden bed, and I felt like it was much more of like a wave type of thing, like a wave, like consistent medium long tones.
Yeah.
Like
this one's like sparkly. Like
yeah, and then the is like kind of like more personality, individualistic kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like doing like I was like had psilocybin in my system, and I felt like it was like I had my bare feet on the ground and stuff like that. Had a little like kind of ritual vibe going on in the middle of my yard out there. And it was kind of like I was a part of the things going on. And like when I thought in different ways, like I was like paying attention to my thoughts as I'm having them. And I felt like it was like moving with my thoughts. Who knows how it exactly was objectively. And then I also seen like my 2 cats in the yard. And I remember looking at them and going like, I'm you. And you're me, and I'm looking at you, but you're me right now.
If you were to like touch that plant right now, like would it start making noises?
It's like that's the thing is like you play around with it. Like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, like you can definitely play around with it for sure. Yeah.
This is fascinating. What kind of plant is this?
It's a tree.
Yeah. What kind of tree?
Juniper, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what my mom said yesterday when I stole it from her. Yeah, it's a really cool one.
I like it. It's really pretty.
Yeah, I agree.
It almost reminded me of like a bonsai because it has like a sturdy like trunk to it, but it's so small.
Yeah. Yeah. Bonsai trees are sick as well.
You can bonsai anything. Any kind of tree. Did you know that?
What do you mean by that?
So bonsai tree is just a process of how they raise these trees, and so you can do it with any plant. I don't know how to do it though. It seems like a very long,
so
like
bonsai.
Years.
What does bonsai mean? How do you bonsai a tree? I feel like that's not the right way to articulate that.
Yeah. No, that's
because it's called a bonsai tree.
But that is what it is.
Oh, bonsai is the art of growing and shaping miniature trees in containers to resemble full-size trees in nature.
It's the way you like trim them. You have to trim the roots a specific way and everything, so
right.
they stay small. And
yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah. I was helping Peter with his Zoom background, and he invested into a fake bonsai tree to put on a shelf behind it. And we were joking that my mom was saying I needed to give him this little like rake thing I had for like my razor or something. it's this little miniature rake thingy, and like you're supposed to rake the dirt around the trees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like mowing your lawn. For his fake tree. Okay, yeah. So it says tree species.
I wonder though if you had a bonsai and you kept watering it or whatever, if it eventually would just grow bigger then, or you have to continuously keep like trimming it. It
assume they stay miniature. Because isn't that the whole point, to take care of it, and then it stays, it's like just a miniature.
But it seems like you'll read it, but there's like a whole lot of things you gotta do. Like it's like years that you have to put into this thing to like get it to look like that. Because it's not like just a little baby tree. It has like a full like trunk, but it's tiny.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's why there's all that like prestige around a bonsai tree, because it's like, damn, that's a nice tree.
And you put a lot of effort into that.
Rake that every day.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah, that's cool. Have you liked that type of stuff?
I got this little bonsai tree kit, and it came with like this booklet on how you do this or whatever, and I swore I was gonna do it, but it never ended up happening. But I would love to do that at one point. Like maybe we'll do that together.
Yeah.
You want to?
Maybe,
Make
yeah.
a little bonsai tree, and you can do
It'd be a bonsai tree, yeah. I like the idea.
You can do like an orange tree or something, have little oranges growing off of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Bear some fruits.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like long-term live streaming, having a live streaming career as an aspect of my lifestyle, and having things that are community relevant like that, for sure. Like that is fun.
Yeah,
like,
and you
how's
can
the
like
tree doing?
like we can check up on it or whatever on video.
Yeah.
I never would have considered anything like this because this makes me so nervous. But
You like how I just had it going
but
and I didn't address
and
it?
that's good because then
Yeah.
it's kind of I wasn't thinking about it as much.
Someone said, "Lol, I'm just watching two people talk."
What was I gonna say? But when I went on Omegle the other night, because you had said like you've done some videos on there, it was actually really fun to just sit there and like interact with other people. So like maybe.
Yeah, and then I was studying like people on Twitch for a good while last night to kind of get a vibe for what I wanted to optimize to make the lighting good and how things kind of should be structured and this and that. And these people, like Twitch is basically like the 2.0 Omegle, where like you kind of have to be a cool person, but then you can do the same thing. They have different settings now where you can interact with other people and you can co-stream, so your viewers combine.
Yeah. Cool.
And having a self-development page where we're doing self-development related activities and just are cool, interesting, attractive, fun people, that is conducive to people wanting to say, hey, what's up? Like, let's talk.
And see, that's why I was nervous about this whole thing, because, like, I feel like I can be sociable or personable sometimes, but, like, sometimes I get all shy and nervous, you know?
No, I definitely took that as my responsibility of, like, wanting to do everything I could to, like, make you feel like there was, like, a intention in mind, for sure.
No, it's been good, though, because I haven't really even thought about it.
Yeah.
That's not, like,
that's the best way, because, like, I'm the same way with content. Like I don't like making content about myself because I don't care if people I don't care if people see me. Like I don't like making photos and posting it and then going like, oh, people are gonna see me now or whatever. It's more just like it's like a theoretical understanding that it needs to happen and that's how it should be. Because like at the start it's very different as well too. Like if you scale it, like having lots of people who you're talking to and that are commenting on these things as it's happening, and they're being like inspired and empowered as you're doing it as well too, is like a very different experience than like putting stuff out that's of you and then just keep trying to do that. It's
I do like the idea of being able to like
Service
interact
based.
with people like while you're doing it, and it's not just you in your room like talking to your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like that's the hardest part for me about like filming like my own videos is sitting there and just being like alone in my room, and like people could walk past my bedroom at any moment and just hear me like talking to myself. At least with this, I'm like talking to someone.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like when I'm alone creating content, and I even like catch myself, I understand that I have this anxiety around it. Like when I'm just here alone, and I've done streams and stuff like that. Like I did a lot of live streaming like 2 years ago when I started social media. It's always been the format I really enjoyed on Omegle, and I would just live stream for like 6 hours a night. I don't even need sleep when I do that format too, because I just feed off people's energy, and I'm just basically whatever I want to think about and talk about and like do. I just lent into.
I think,
and it's just like
it was like really good communication skill, like building for me too, like being able to just sit there and interact with different people and work
Omegle?
on my own on my own kind of confidence, or not even work on it. It was more like enlightening to see like that I was well received, you know, because I can just get so in my head about like how I'm being perceived, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel that as well too, for sure. There's definitely a balance of wanting to be perceived as this, but also knowing I want to be this, you know.
I want to be authentic, but like it's nerve-wracking sometimes to like be vulnerable like that.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely felt that with like even like the live stream. Like I think that it's a cool time to do this, and I'd like to continue these types of things and do more consistently in correlation with the podcast. They're different vibes, but they're all encompassing conversations. A podcast is more intense and intentional and you know, Aries headed, and this is more of like a experimental, self-development oriented type of process, and I think they're different things. You might still
get some clips out of it too, you know,
they're definitely there's and like being able to stitch these types of things into videos, like obviously you need to capture the audio. I actually have portable mic, like I don't know if it would have connected perfectly, but like if I was to do this again, I would know how to mic us for something like that. And just getting better at doing that, and then like after
just getting comfortable with it too, and like
and just like having fun and getting into the flow of things where it doesn't feel like we have to do X and then do Y and then this is how we must do this short, and so maybe we should just plan more. Can definitely get into your head with that.
Totally.
But I've always liked live streaming. It's very comforting.
It feels really chill.
Yeah.
You know? Because they're not like in your face. It's not like people sitting there like staring back at you.
There's legitimately 3 people.
Oh, nice.
There's been for a while.
Hi, everybody.
I kept looking. One person said a couple things. But yeah, so like there's 3 people just like chilling.
Yeah.
Watching.
Cool.
Us talk. And like it was funny because he said, lol, I'm just watching 2 people talk. But like we're literally on the just chatting section. That's the biggest section of Twitch.
Okay.
Is called just chatting.
Just chatting.
And so there's thousands of people watching certain people talk about like X and Y. Last night when I was getting my camera to like look as good as possible, I was just tuning into these like DJ people, and there was this chick who was celebrating her like 6 years live streaming. So she did like 12 hours straight of live streaming, and she's just playing like DJ thing, and the whole time I was just like, it was just like it was like an over exaggerated in my head like person who just has nothing to talk about really. And then she got like McDonald's, and then she was like, how many people did I just like inspire to get McDonald's or whatever. and she's like I gotta like go put my baby to bed, or I gotta go feed my cats, and she's just like talking about like random like stuff. And she didn't have anything really of like substance going on. She was from Vancouver as well too, and there was like 2,000 people watching.
Some of the biggest people on here, like the only ones I know of are like a few gamer ones, because my ex was really into watching those people, so like XQC or whatever. And it's just his personality, like him just being goofy or whatever, and it, you know,
exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to be talking about anything.
And so like when you do, that's where I love structuring things like that with like leverage.
Yeah.
Because like if everything that we do is a net positive for people, there's like a tangible reason that someone would be interested by that long term. Besides just like, do they think it's funny or not? And then if you just continue adding a shit ton of value, then like eventually that's like how my brain, like the Aries kind of vibe works. Is just eventually you just fucking provide so much value, just like so much fucking value, just like go, just like ba, that like it kind of can evade other forms of strategy as long as I just provide the most amount of value. That's kind of how my brain works. So I'm just like,
my mind just went off on a completely different subject. Is that okay? So the other day, you remember I was saying I was kind of like feeling like doubting myself or whatever after we met last week?
Yeah.
I did a little reading about the situation. I was like trying to just get a vibe of like what is the purpose of like us meeting, because like I've said 1,000 times now, like I really feel like there's something big here. And the whole thing ended up being about like a sharing of resources and knowledge or whatever. So it made me feel better, like to not feel bad about it, like we're both just giving to each other for
Yeah, because you kept saying that you felt like you weren't contributing or something.
Uh-huh. That's a big thing for me. Like, I think I'm a big people pleaser and, like, trying to, like, always do something for everybody else. So when you came in all, like, let's do all this stuff, and I really feel like I don't have as much knowledge on everything, I felt, like, bad about it, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to observe, hey? Like, about your thought pattern.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think there was, like, 2 different times where you were like, hey, I just, like, feel like I just shouldn't come and do things. I just feel, like, overly compensated. And then I just was like, no, we're chill. Basically. Mm-hmm. So, like, just think about where your life can go. Like, and even what you just said, you just did, like, who knows, maybe there's an off chance that everything that we just did with that whole page of that was completely nonsensical. Maybe. Maybe it had nothing to do with absolutely anything.
Yeah. And
you just thought super hard, and for whatever reason, your brain took you to that, and then you compiled bullshit. I think the chances of that are less likely than that there is something significant with it. And a part of that was that you felt, I think this is very correlating to, like, what your life is meant to be about as well too, and what mine is as well.
And I think that's maybe what your purpose is specifically in my life, is to give me more. Because I've been seeing a lot of, like, videos specifically that would pop up on my, just, like, while I'm scrolling or whatever, saying, when the student is ready, the master appears, or the teacher appears, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you're almost like that teacher or whatever for me.
I feel that. And I feel like that's the same purpose of mine as well too. And so it's like the kind of combination of vibes we got going on, I think can just like very much so be leveraged for each other. Because, like, I'm the exact same way. It's just like a different level of different things in our life, you know, and then just like filling those in relative to each other. For sure. I think that's my purpose as well too. I felt that for a long time, is just like accumulating knowledge and empowering the most amount of people to raise their consciousness. What is that thing that you sent me? It was like the past life regression thing, but it's like we like stare into each other's eyes or something. Yeah, I forget what they called that, but they're basically saying that, like, that's one of the ways that you could tap into, like, your soul, I suppose, as well too, is if you stare into each other's eyes. There is something, like, really crazy with eye contact. Yeah. I don't look many people in the eyes. Like, like, it's funny conversation that comes up a lot with my parents as well. And, like, I remember this one argument I had, or not argument, but, like, I talked about eye contact with my parents, because my parents were, like, they're, like, worried. They're, like, you never look at us in the eyes. Like, you gotta, like, look at us in the eyes. And I was like, no. The energy that comes when I look at you in the eyes, there's a different type of energy than if I'm looking here explaining something. I want you to think about what's going on up here. I don't want you to be connecting with my soul. I want you to be thinking about what we're talking about. And it feels like really, like, almost intrusive to me too. Yeah, like, exactly. So, like, with like when you're, like, driving by people, or like running around town or anything like that, like, I've been very right now I'm kind of like, whatever, it's been less intentional, but like 2 years ago, especially in that kind of period of time, I was, like, very much so, like, locked in and felt very, like, certain that, like, when I don't look at anybody in the eyes, I have really powerful energy, and my intention is on one thing, and my brain, my thought intention, I control when I'm thinking about something and I'm doing it. Yeah. And when you look at somebody in the eyes, you're, like, sharing. It distracts you too. It's like, I'm part of your thoughts now. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you're seeing and thinking is, like, I'm sharing some of that energy. No, eye contact's always been, like, a really weird thing for me too, and there's only been, like, a handful of people in my life where I can, like, have that, like, intense, prolonged eye contact with it, like, where it feels okay. Yeah. You know? Otherwise, like, it's... Because it's, like, you have to be on the same page on, like, so many different levels for it to, like, not be weird. Because, like, if you're doing that to someone who's, like, let's say it's, like, a different generation than you, and you have, like, fundamental differences and perceptions of like politics or like, you know, like Christian versus I think aliens exist or like whatever it is, and you're just like, and they're on one plane of like certainty and a fixed mindset on things, and then you're on another wavelength different than that. Then it feels like intrusive. That's the whole concept of just like vibration.
Even like, not to go there, but like even like with sex, like with certain people, it's really hard for me to like hold eye contact even in those moments. I've only been able to do that with one partner that I've been with ever. Yeah. And it felt like so much more, I don't know, there's so much more depth to it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my like long-term girlfriend, I had that really strongly. And then I had like...
I didn't even have that with my ex-husband who I was with for 13 years. Like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like we were never meant to be together for sure. But
fascinating.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There was never like that comfortability thing with him.
Right. Ever. And that was something I was kind of, because like I had that for sure with my main girlfriend. And then there's one other person where like I had it to some degree, but like, I feel like I'm a pretty good like detective of like what my resonance is with somebody and like what the maximum combination can be. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm pretty intuitive in that sense. Like when we like, I don't know when necessarily of our interactions I felt like that, but like when I was like, I want you to do like 12 podcasts with me. That was me basically being like, I know that this is gonna ripple in a way which is beneficial to us both, and there's like layers that are very useful here, whereas there's like a lot of people where it's like you just know that there aren't layers, and that's a big thing with like sex as well too, is like if I know that there's only one layer, or like someone's doing this to like get back at their ex or X or Y, or they're doing it for a dumb reason for themselves, and it would like ruin an energy, or I would feel like a dick because then I'm like,
well, you can really sense when someone's like really like performative even too, like they're not fully in it, they're just doing it like it was like a nervous kind of energy, you know, instead of like fully just being in it, submersing yourself in it.
Yeah, totally, figuratively and literally.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah, we were talking about that too, like the, like some sort of like energetic thing that happens when you have sex. Kind of similar vibes to like that.
Yeah, like I can't just do like the casual sex thing because each encounter feels it's just so personal. It's so intimate. Like I can't just be doing that with everyone and feel okay about it. Like. Yeah,
and we were talking about that of like in my ideal perception of like my lifetime and how I would imagine I'd like to go about things. Like I could imagine having people who are like different from one another, who I have like a connection to in one which way, shape, or form, and a kind of storyline that unravels with them. And then it was this like cool experience. They're cool people, had some like cool sensual like story that kind of went down, and then you kind of evolve and move on, and it was like a stage of life thing. But like I feel like that's kind of the baseline where like it needs to be, I don't know, like something where there's like a value exchange.
Yeah.
And then and then I think that the actual more and like the actual soul mate kind of thing, or like the person who you like, because like I love being like attached to another person, like that feeling of like sharing brain cells and like working together feels very great and natural, but then you just have to orient how you act and like in a very different way, because like,
what do you mean?
Because like when I had my girlfriend, I felt like I just like have this like playful, like I like flirting with people, or like having that sensual kind of like energy when I talk to people. Yeah. It just like brings out more fun out of like any situation. It's like comedy basically. Absolutely. Like I love comedy as well too. So like sexual tension or vibes in comedy are really fun.
It's very interesting to just like see people's reactions to certain things and how like their like body language changes or whatever, like while you're flirting or talking a certain way or whatever. it's fascinating to me.
Yeah, I feel that.
I do it like intentionally, like it's I don't know. You just say certain things, or just like tilt your head a certain way or whatever, and like you know.
Psychology for sure. Yeah, I agree. That's funny.
Yeah.
So when you do those things, do you feel like you recognize that they're flirtatious and sensual, and you're doing it to just kind of like prod and be like, what's up, buddy?
A little. And I feel that's something I'm actually working on, because like I feel like that's really toxic for like sometimes, because like that person could end up having feelings for you, and I'm kind of just playing and having fun,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to do that to people, because that has happened before on like many occasions where people will like end up having some kind of feelings for me, and I end up without a friend at the end of it, because I was just
right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The tree. I feel like she's a girl.
Yeah, you think so? You get feminine vibes
from her. There's just the sounds really like.
You can probably prove that, right? Based off like if it has pollen or not.
Oh yeah.
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 I don't want to do that though, but probably could.
I kind of want to Google it now and see if I was right.
Well, I don't even know. Oh, you can like take a photo.
How do you tell if the juniper tree is?
Yeah, you can take a photo on ChatGPT or something, and it'll tell you what fucking plant it is.
Do it. Say like what kind of plant, and is it a female or male?
Take photo.
Because if I'm right, like.
Get her good angle
I'm
here.
psychic.
Oh fuck. 50-50 chance. So don't ruin your reputation off that. What type of tree is this, and is it male or female? Slash, how do I figure out if it's male or female? I guess that's a little unrealistic for it to know.
Well, you might be able to figure that out.
Maybe the leaves are different or something.
Yeah.
Jade plant, boom. Popular succulent. Monoecious, meaning they produce both male and female parts on the same flower. Thus, they are, what do they call that?
Like a hermaphrodite kind of.
Like LGBT. Yeah, trans. No. There's one that's in the middle, right? It means
non-binary or something.
Non-binary.
Yeah.
It's a non-binary.
It's a non-binary tree.
Nice. I like it a little less. No, just kidding. No, it's good. Allowing a cooler.
Cool.
Nice.
So it could just start producing stuff like on its own then. It doesn't need pollen or whatever.
Right. Yeah. That's dope. You need someone's seed. Cool.
All right. What else do you have on your little list? Your magical list. Actually, you know what? I just want to like get one card just for you and like the vibes right now. Just for shits.
I haven't seen this deck. I've only ever worked with the main one.
I'm just curious if like certain cards. Oh yeah. So that's.
I have that over there.
I have that, but I have it's like a version for people who aren't as skilled.
Okay. Wow. There's less variables.
It has more it has words on it.
Oh wow.
So
nice.
It helps. And I don't have to go and like Google things when I do a reading, you know?
Right.
I'm trying to just like learn the deck intuitively, but the words help.
Yeah, totally. There's two sides to it for sure.
Okay, maybe.
Should I like?
Maybe I like that. Well, 11 is just 11's my number because like 11. And then the coins thing is.
What do you mean by that? 11's your number because 11. 11.
I just like 11. I see 11 everywhere. I
don't see 11 everywhere, but I see 11s basically every day.
Well, just like angel numbers I see constantly, like 444, 333, whatever.
Right. I see 11 most by far. Like if there was like I actually had a journal. I have this dope journal app, and I had a specific journal for synchronicities for a little while, and I just forgot to continue up with it. But the majority of them were 11s because I was like, I want to be able to prove how often I fucking see this.
My biggest number though, the ones that comes up the most for me is 27 actually, and it's just because my birthday is on the 27th. But that one, when I see that, and it happens all the time, just like the weirdest moments too. I feel like whatever thoughts I'm having in that moment are significant. You know?
Interesting.
Anyways, but then the coins thing, so maybe we're going to make a lot of money together.
Yeah. think that's feasible.
Should I get you to just like pick a card, or do you want me?
Yeah. So what was that? Was that the reading, or were you? That was you getting excited. Okay.
Yeah.
That meant nothing.
No, like when you do a
Okay.
reading, sometimes you look at the bottom of the deck and it's just like, it's still a card
it's
that you
all
saw.
part of it, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, and coins ended up at the bottom again. Okay.
Just saying.
Do you want to pick?
My planet Jupiter is in the second house, and I have fucking something there. I think it's Neptune, and that means material abundance, which in the sense, in the way you can interpret it's different, but like in the concept of like I do things and then things, material things kind of manifest around me, I would say is generally accurate in the way that my brain is inclined to act like this. Like I feel like this is a good representation of that in a way of just like, yeah, that's just how my brain is naturally inclined and what happens as a result of that, which is shown in there.
So for me, like when I do the cards, I don't just like pick a card. I go like this, and then whatever card ends up like popping out, like just flying out, that's the card, because it's like it was just like a random
Wait
thing.
until you fuck up. Or
Wait
like
until I just like something happens.
Crazy stuff. Yeah. Totally.
But so I could do that, or do you want to pick one?
Just like do a bunch of crazy stuff.
I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just
Honestly crazy. Juggle them maybe. Oh, we'll pick up there. Oh shit. Geometry. What?
This is about noticing patterns and stuff. Like, okay, wait, I'll read the thing.
Geometry.
I'll read it to you. But it's like noticing like patterns like in life. So when we were just talking about like numbers and whatever synchronicities, right? And that's what that whole card is about. 30 what? What is it?
39.
When the geometry card appears, consider how shapes, lines, angles, and forms appear in your life. From astrological perspective, geometry may manifest through the connection formed between planets and celestial bodies. Likewise, the geometry card may show up to signal important astrological activity. Explore your birth chart, check your horoscope, whatever. You were just talking about, like, your chart, too, which I think is interesting.
Like aspects.
Yeah. Alternatively, the geometry card might also emerge to encourage a shift in your emotional or physical environment. Perhaps your thinking has been too circular. In that case, whatever. It shows, like, a positive and, like, a negative kind of meaning of the card. Yeah.
Geometry exists across... This is a little story they have for it. Wow. Geometry exists across every dimension. It's spiral galaxies. Yeah, I love sacred geometry. That's based off of sacred geometry. That's my favorite artist. His name's Alex Gray.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah, I have a few of the posters. And his daughter has the same birthday as me, actually.
Oh, cool.
Which is neat. And he has some paintings, which is like fucking prophesizing his daughter and has his daughter painted in different little ways.
Cool.
And I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
And there's like a Scorpio and all these little things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's pretty crazy. This is like the thing that I resonate with most. And then his daughter
has the same
born
birthday.
the same day. And he's doing things related to the birthday.
I love
and stuff.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's spiral galaxies, hexagon, beehives, pyramid tombs. Geometry is one of the oldest branches of mathematics and is the core of physics, engineering, and architecture. Within the metaphysical realm, geometry offers profound mysticism that corresponds with our perception of boundaries, cyclical spirit, and matter. Sacred geometry is the ancient esoteric tradition of linking shapes to divinity, exploring the esoteric significance of recurring patterns. For instance, the phenomenon of the golden spiral, often referred to as the logarithmic spiral, I've never heard it called that, or Fibonacci sequence, is often explored through both a scientific and spiritual perspective. There's this dude named Greg Braden. Have you ever heard of that person?
I don't think so.
He's a cool guy. He has like a thing on Gaia, and he's, talks a lot about like all of that stuff, like ancient history and sacred geometry and all that type of stuff, and all that type of stuff. And one of the things he has is this calculator online, and he has this one book called like the golden code or something like that. And he based the whole concept is basically if you multiply the Fibonacci spiral number, like the number that the Fibonacci spiral is, by the age that something happened, that's how long the ripple effect is going to be of a similar energy. So like it correlates with the whole like sequences of things in numerology, or like the whole Saturn return thing and all that stuff.
We were talking about that the other day too. I was saying how astrology and stuff was just a observation of different patterns throughout time, you know, and like the planets and like
exactly. I mean, observation, or like the math behind it versus, like, you know what I mean? It's like the things are like the thing that come from the code. But anyway, he has this thing where you do that, and I did like the thing for when I first dated with my main girlfriend there, to like, and to see like what the number would be, and it said like 24, like 23, 24, and then I did that like channeling with that spiritual lady, and she said that my next like long-term or like relationship type thing that will come up is when I'll be like 23 or 24. And there's like, and then like in, I don't know if it was astrology or numerology, but I seen it again in something. And so for a while, that's one of the things that I've been thinking is like, it's interesting that multiple different sources, kind of like that blue alien thing, have been like, you're not going to find that person, or you're not going to do anything in that sort of a way until you're 23, 24, probably.
It is interesting, because I was telling you about that Matrix of Destiny thing. It's like a numerology chart, right? On the outside border of that, it shows you different years of your life and what number you're going to be in for that year, like the kind of energy,
that
right?
App that I showed you briefly, that tarot and numerology app, it has those sections of your life.
But it's fascinating, because when I look back at like major events in my life, or like my divorce, for example, like the path that I was on, the number made so much sense specifically for that, and like just like change, like a big change, a new beginning or whatever.
Right. And so like it's interesting when you think about that type of stuff, and you're like I look forward to like deep like conversations like this, and then just kind of going the extra mile of like looking into things, and then being able to share those moments in short form content is like where I see these types of streams headed in the direction of, and or like even if we were like watching videos reacting to certain things, like there are people who have things that you know, people find interesting clips, and then they'll watch the interesting clip, and you also have a reaction, and that's cool. But yeah, that type of stuff is what I love, like looking into that and showing people who like haven't thought about it too deeply, like, hey, we've thought about it. We're not trying to just be like bullshitting the whole thing and just be like butterflies and rainbows. Like, there's like likely reason to believe there's like stuff going on here. And there are some people who are like so very knowledgeable and like all the way over here of like knowing how things work at a high level, I believe, that some of the people that I've learned stuff from. And they're just over there, and they're like trying to help people understand and do their things and stuff, but it's like there's just such a barrier of...
I love the idea of this like leading to meeting more of those kinds of people who are more knowledgeable about that stuff, like just attracting more people in my life who will elevate me and everyone else as well too, you know?
100%. And then just like growing throughout the process of things, like I always love compounding and being able to get better and have experiences like this. Like people would pay money to go to somebody to do what we just did there, and then same thing with like this technically or whatever. So it's just like having a way that you could build something that scales. Maybe these 3 people who are on here, if there are real people who are on here.
Are they still on here?
It says there's still 3.
Where do you see?
It says 3 up there.
Okay.
If that's accurate, I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't be accurate.
Wait, what is all the words there? Is that something somebody said?
That's like a bot. Some bot typed that.
Oh, okay.
So it says where they're watching from.
Yeah.
So I have it on, so this is streaming from, it's going to Twitch, to Kick, and to YouTube.
Yeah.
And so at the start, there was somebody who messaged from YouTube. and then someone else who messaged from YouTube. This is my editor, actually. And then there's people who messaged on Kick.
Oh, cool.
And then there are people who are messaging on Twitch. What's wrong? Hi. Yay. Can you see me now? And then, we didn't respond to them. Look at that. They made a little face. And so they were trying to... Oh, okay. So they were trying to, like...
watching two people talk.
He was trying to talk to us. I didn't see these. What's wrong? Hi. Yay. Can you see me? Oh, I don't know why it says, can you see me?
Well, if they're still there, hi.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah. Yeah, which is cool. And then, I don't know if it's functioning properly or not, but when people subscribe, it's supposed to make like a little sound, or not like subscribe, like follow on any of the accounts.
Yeah.
It's supposed to make a little alert. So, I don't know.
I want to make one of these accounts now and just like have fun with this.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm bored in bed, you know?
That's what it's supposed to do when somebody follows. Yeah.
This
Do you
is a
have to...
subscription test. This
Do-
is a subscription test.
Do you have to like... Is this a whole different app? Like that
There's
you
a
have to
lot.
download?
There's a lot going on here for sure.
Okay.
The multi-stream thing I paid for. That's a certain.
Multi-stream.
Yeah, it's streaming to different platforms.
Mm.
This is an app called Streamlabs, integrated with the different streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And then I have an account for each of them, and like the account for that.
Okay.
Yeah, but like for instance,
If
like
I were to go on Twitch.
yeah,
example.
so like for instance, something that could be cool is like, yeah, I mean, like we can cast this, for instance, to like your TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so-
TikTok, you can do that?
Yeah, well, it offered me before
Well,
I started
there is
streaming.
live streaming on there. Like, you can just do, like, a live video.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was like an option to connect to TikTok.
Mm.
And so, yeah, we can have it like casting to multiple different places.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and like have some things. Yeah, in different ways you can gain viewers and get,
Yeah.
yeah, the more,
Cool.
more platforms, the better.
So, like, how expensive was this, though? Like, this specifically?
What?
Like,
Well,
you're
it's-
using to stream to...
It's free unless you want to do the multi-stream thing, which is like, I paid like $40 last night for a month of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if like I'll continue or how I
Yeah.
do it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Could you just
May or may not.
stream on multiple, like, at once? Like, just pull up multiple things?
No.
Or no? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
Let's go back to your list. We were supposed to do that.
Which one should we do? I did these as well too. There's activities, just in general. There's some fitness stuff. If we wanted to work out, we should definitely go at the garage at some point. I pimped it out so it's like all clean. I got all my workout stuff out there and
Okay.
stuff. It's a good vibe.
Okay. I'm feeling a little, like, just weak today. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry. I, like, looked at the deck and got that card, and then I shuffled just now and the same thing came up, so that was cool.
Shit. What was that one? Names?
The names card.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What does that one mean?
To pay attention to, like, if you see the names, like, a lot, like, specific names.
Okay.
And
Cool.
there is one for me, but we're not talking about that on a live stream. We'll talk about that privately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But we can go out there, I guess, if you want to.
Yeah, we don't even need to work out necessarily. I brought all the stuff to work out there, but yeah, it's
Just
just
to
a
bring this whole thing out there when you do it?
no. We can bring my phone,
Yeah.
and then we just click record on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like as high quality. Like, well, it'd be fine. I could like bring my laptop so we could see like what it looks like as well too. But yeah, we don't even have to like. It's just like another vibe.
Yeah.
It's just like I think we should go there for at least a portion.
Yeah.
It's just like I cleaned it and it's like a cool
Yeah, for sure.
little vibe going on in there.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I really want, like, all your tips about, like, lighting and stuff. And your camera. Like, whatever you did to make me look good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's utilize it, right?
Yeah.
Just utilize it.
Because when I do stuff at home, like, I almost feel like I always need, like, a filter on TikTok and stuff, because I'm just, like, I don't like the way the light is, like, hitting my face and making me look right now. But, like,
Yeah.
I feel good right
Yeah.
now with this.
Totally. Well, a 4K camera helps for sure. But yeah, yeah, we can utilize it. That's the fun of having a good setup, right? Is like when we come here, we can do things related to this and grow friends and experiences that help us become better versions of ourselves and work towards that social media presence that we'd like to have. Some of these are related to that. I don't know. So there's like fitness related things here. There was just general activities, the heart math, the visualization, the past life regression we did, that eye gaze past life regression process, which is kind of similar. Trying to astral travel, trying to remote view.
Memorizing a deck of cards.
I know how to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
How? Let's do that one. I'm interested.
Okay. Could do it. Regular decks of cards are cool. Could do a tarot card deck.
Yeah.
Or your deck. I guess it wouldn't really matter.
I have tarot too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. It does like take a while, but okay. So essentially, this is how you memorize a deck of cards. It takes a while, but you remember that that process of memorizing things with the memory palaces. Mm-hmm. So you think about things and you think about stuff going on in these different rooms. Well, when I was like in high school, I remember I did that and I memorized the deck of cards and I was stoked about it. And the way that I did it was I put these different cards, so like like 6 of them or 8 of them or whatever, in chunks in a different room throughout my entire house. And so like downstairs by the door, I put the temperance card right beside there, and then I put the 2 of swords there, and then I put this one there. And then what you do is you create a story for these characters interacting in their respective area. And so you close your eyes and you think about their relationship to one another in a story format. So so that's the first card, that's the second card, that's the third card. And so you go, okay, so temperance is the first card. And so, white robe, by the water, wings, temperance. So what does the word temperance mean to you? I don't even know what the word temperance means. Moderation, balance, harmony, blend, mix together to create something new. So, okay, so like blending 2 cups of water together. So merging energy together. So you could think about temperance being harmony. Maybe we'd visualize that as you and I, like we're like the chalices. Mm-hmm. Like you pour into me, I pour into you. Yeah. Temperance, balance, temperance. And then like, you could use some other sort of thing to sink in even more, but I didn't do it with tarot. But essentially that's kind of the process. Is you're like, okay, that's where it starts, and then you go to the second one, and you're like, okay, 2 of swords. Now it's like temperance spots the 2 of swords across the water, and she's got her back turned with the 2 swords, and you zoom over there and you can see her intensity. 2 of swords, 2. Our both of our intellect being guarded, both of our fixed sign of Scorpio, both of our perceptions of things and how we see and deal with reality and how we see ourselves, and going through life not knowing exactly what our purpose is, because we don't know all of our past lifetimes or exactly how reality works, but we're trying with all of our intellect to understand how things go. And so at the start, it's what we're doing is we started harmonizing with each other. Temperance, we had that harmony with each other. And then what we did when we hung out is we have our perceptions of things, and we realize we're helping each other understand how things work and what we're meant to do to help share information, intellect with the swords, right? And so the 2 of swords is that next step that we took when hanging out, right? Yeah. So temperance, 2 of swords, 3 is the Ace of Pentacles. So one big sum of abundance, material wealth. Maybe that means, you know, both of us connecting. We're working at the supplement store, which is kind of a funny relation to that. Connecting one piece of income, one source of income coming from the supplement store, source of income coming from potentially stream content, right? So this one shared source of material wealth that we're attaining together, right? One ace of pentacles, right? So now you could probably, you know, go and do something for 10 minutes and you could think about that story, and I'd say, hey, what was the story I told you about those 3 cards? And you'd go, oh, okay, so we're filling each other's vibes, and then we have like we're helping each other with our thoughts and shit like that, like the Scorpio thing, and then like we both work at the supplement store and we both have like the content that'll be able to help each other make income and make a impact physically with. So you just do that for a whole deck of cards, and you have them in different physical locations, so that you memorize it.
Yeah, so that sounds really similar to a memorization technique I learned when I was in college, actually. And they just said, like, if you were trying to remember numbers, right, like a long stream of numbers, you'd attach, like, a meaning to each number. So, like, 2 would be, like, a couple. There's 2 people, right? 3 would be whatever. Like, you just attach, like, a certain thing to it. So then you create a story with those words. Yeah. And then that story ends up being, like, the numbers, which is very similar to, like, what you're saying.
That sounds, like, exactly the same.
Yeah, just without the memory palace part of it, because...
I mean, this is more visual than when I did it, actually. Mine was probably more similar to what you just said, because I did it with a normal deck of cards.
That don't have, like...
Yeah, but it's, like, same diff, really. It's just physical scenes versus numbers. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's actually how, like, a reading works, too. Like... instead of like looking at it and knowing like that's the meaning of that card, looking at it more like intuitively and putting a story together. Totally. From the images that you're looking at.
And even like when you just did that, the past life regression, it's like you had a certain intention in mind, but like the intention that you had isn't always what you're like meant to get out of that experience as well too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at that like tonight, by the way, and trying to like dig into that a little bit more, because that was fascinating. Yeah. It felt like a really weird like dream. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Because it kind of is. Yeah. Because dreams are going into a different dimensional state. Yeah. And there's probably things going on that are in the future in dreams, things that are going on in the past that are in dreams, things that are analyzing your overall spirit's collected consciousness. So it's very similar to a dream. I think dreams are pretty relative to things going on in your consciousness now and past and future.
Yeah. I have to run to the bathroom. Yeah. I'll be right back.
Actually, I do too. I'm going downstairs.
We're just gonna leave that running?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a naked lady.
Yep. I got that in Vegas.
Oh.
They hand those out on the street.
Oh, okay. Hello again.
Hello.
Do you want to go outside?
Yeah, so like we could do a variety of different things outside. Just a different vibe, really. It's like the same concept. It's a different atmosphere. These are different things that we could do as well. And we were talking about like what type of content we could make as well, just to have fun with. So like we could do like I have a camera. So like this camera is pretty sick. If we wanted to do photos, we could. There's this concept. I sent you one of them on Instagram where it's like when the inspo is X. I think I sent you a business one. Like they were like it's like when the inspiration is like crazy business or something.
Mr. Beast or something? Like a Mr. Beast video.
What? Mr. Beast video?
Yeah, I think what you're thinking.
No. Well, the thing that I'm thinking of was like
You sent me that Mr. Beast thing. Just give me a second.
Nothing against Mr. Beast. But...
No, that wasn't it. Yeah, this one, the first video, is Mr. Beast. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just sent that as like a test.
Oh.
I didn't even watch the video.
Oh, okay.
But the other one,
That was the test one. Yeah.
the other one was like when the inspiration is.
Yeah, I saw
X.
that. I wasn't really sure what you meant though. Like.
So like you could do like when the inspiration is something related to self-development, and then there could be like self-development related photo shoot concepts that we
Okay.
just do, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you could make them. You could have the orientation be like more sensual, and that's kind of like the general lent into is like looking kind of like sexy kind of vibe,
Yeah.
but then like self-development related. It's kind of a fun idea.
Yeah.
So I made this one, which was based around that. So some different self-development things I thought of that were related to it.
Sexy photo shoot challenge.
So there's like planning your day, drinking water, like it's a fountain of youth, beast moding, cold exposure, biohacking your morning, expanding your mind, letting your clothes speak for you, tapping into creative energy, inner peace, running towards your problems, closed a business deal, psychedelic wisdom, visionary, fast as fuck, late night journaling session / paper slut learning, because you called yourself that.
Yeah.
Underdressed for winter, but you're good vibes. So those are different like concepts where it's like it's kind of like related to something self-development-y
Yeah,
as
yeah.
like an inspiration of like, okay, what's going on in this scene?
Yeah.
And then you get photos that you wouldn't really be able to tell, but you kind of get the gist. And then it would probably just turn into like neat photo shoot pics,
Yeah, yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a fun, have fun
Yeah,
with it
for sure.
activity type thing.
Yeah.
So we could potentially do that and probably
Yeah.
be like, we end up taking like an hour or
Wait,
two and
the
just clearing the
cold
camera.
thing, the cold exposure.
Mhm.
So like, what do you want to do for that though?
We could do multiple things. Could do
Do you
lots of
have
different
one
things.
of those like cold, like those ice bath things?
So like cold exposure can mean lots of different things.
Okay.
It's cold as fuck outside, so like that's an aspect of cold
But just
exposure.
like going out there with like minimal clothing or like.
Well, that's one way you can do it. I always shovel my driveway like wearing just shorts, and so people are always like joking about that. So there's that aspect of things, and then also just like it could be related to like filling up the bathtub with cold water. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
the same concept,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
laying
And I
in
got a
snow.
bathing suits and stuff, or a bathing suit too.
Nice.
Do you have a hot tub?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's upstairs in the balcony.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good vibe for sure. So, could have a little yin yang with that activity for sure. Could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Could like think about like, okay, so we just talked about a couple of those little scenes. So if we were to like think, okay, we wanted to have a scene where it's okay, so it's based around cold exposure. For
like a photo shoot.
Yeah, I mean that would be the original concept of things.
Yeah.
Is just like it's their cool idea of when the
Yeah.
photo shoot's inspired by, and then we just try to do that and then just look good and have
Good while doing it.
have fun. Yeah, just have fun with it. It's just
Yeah.
like that's the game is like
Okay.
trying to have that intention.
Yeah.
You could be like, me and my friend are doing a photo shoot challenge where we're looking to base the photo shoot photos around cold exposure. So it's like when the inspiration is like beast mode in cold exposure. So being like in a cold environment, but like looking hot / just like having fun with it sort of vibes. And it's winter where we are. There's snow everywhere. It's super cold out. So like what are some, we can do ice baths in a bath that we have. What are some examples of photo shoot ideas that we could play around with? Bare essentials in the snow. Wear minimal sports bra, shorts, whatever. A power pose and breathe to show the steam coming from your breath surrounded by snow. Use props like weights outside.
I like that.
So you're like, it's as if we were working out outside.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a good, cool vibe.
Yeah.
2, wrapped in a blanket. Start with being in a heavy bundle and then transition into shredding it
I
to
like that
reveal
too.
bold, cold-defying poses. Emphasize the mind over matter. Frosty warrior. Use body paint or white powder to create a frosty fake look. Props like faux icicles, antlers. Jeez, that's fucking crazy. Movement shots, basically frolicking in snow, doing burpees, sprinting or jumping.
Like snow angels.
Yeah, yeah, as like a workout kind of vibe. Yeah, these are some like solid, funny ideas.
Yeah.
Meditating.
Where would we do them though?
We could kind of do them like wherever. Like we could, so like it'll be, yeah, like we could take my camera
Yeah.
and fucking see what happens, I suppose. We have a park that's over there, which we could drive over to, / no, it's like 4. What
So
time
it's
is
gonna
like
be,
the
it's probably
sunset?
gonna start getting cold.
Well,
I mean,
what
it's
time-
already cold, but
It's less about cold and more about when does the sun set. Sunset. Sun. Weather. Supposed to. Okay, yeah, so this is a good time to do stuff. The sun's setting in 40 minutes from now. So like golden hour is like in that morning period of time where it's like there's a little window where things usually look good, and then sunset is the time where things typically look good. I'm kind of newer to photography more or less, but it's like a general
okay.
rule of thumb. So it could be cool ideas. So we could go to drive over to the park over there. We could, my car as well is like super frozen.
We could take my car. Oh.
Well,
For pictures. You mean?
yeah, like
Oh,
so
okay.
there's like a concept with that as well
Yeah.
too. My mom, I just seen when I walked outside, she drew like a little heart on the back of my window
Oh,
shield.
cute.
So like that / other things like that could be
Yeah.
like prop relative. We can, okay, so we have like a good little list of things.
Yeah, I think gyro could be cool too, like at the beach.
At Gyro?
Yeah, but I mean, then we have to drive a little further, but
Yeah.
I think that'd be
I
cool.
wouldn't,
like,
yeah,
in the
I
water.
wouldn't be opposed to it. We just have to make
We're
sure
running out
that
of time.
we just have to make sure we do it at time and don't procrastinate.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go. Let's
Okay.
try it out.
Okay. Like, should I get the bathing suit on now then, so I'm not just like getting naked in my car or
Yeah,
her
you-
car?
You could put it on now.
I'll just put it on underneath or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have white shorts which I don't know if that'd be good.
Actually, I don't even need to put on a full. Oh, no, my whole ass is out if I do it that way. I'm gonna just put this on. I like this angle too.
What?
You really did good with the camera.
Yeah, we need to utilize it more.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What color is your bathing suit?
It's black.
Black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could do black, white, or red. I feel like red makes the most sense.
Red's my favorite color.
Red's your favorite color?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
What would you have thought?
Red just seems like it's probably like a deep red or
It's
something.
a very deep red.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah. Maroon.
Oh yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is different.
But I like red too, though, like true red.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay.
But I do like dark red for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like pink and purple.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, should I go change?